Laurie Evans scored his second 100 of the summer, and Atiq Javid the first of his first-class career, as they put on an unbroken 245 runs for the fourth wicket to put their Warwickshire side well on top of Somerset at the halfway stage of their LV County Championship contest at Edgbaston. Somerset were all out for 340 just before the end of the first day, with Warwickshire having yet to reply with a run as the second morning got underway. Ian Westwood had got things going, but not for long. On 8, he edged Peter Trigo to Craig Keyswetter, whose day 100 had dominated proceedings. Ricardo Gordon had been asked to open as a night watchman on his debut, and he would have been pleased with this on-drive, his first boundary in Championship cricket. The 21-year-old Jamaican did his job well, especially where he bats at number 11 for the second team. He saw out the first 70 minutes of the day before he was bang in front to George Dockrell after making 13. Varun Chopra then edged a drive off the Irish left-arm spinner to be snaffled at slip by Marcus Trescothick to leave with his side in some trouble on 38 for 3. It had been a sluggish start from the home side and a slightly worrying one too, but Evans, in very good form after a recent 100 against Notts at this ground, soon started to turn things around, even though few would have thought that Somerset would be unable to prize out another wicket in the 4.5 hours of cricket that were left in the day. Neither Evans nor Javid would be certain of a place in this team if it was not for a back problem for Jim Troughton and others missing with England, but how they enjoyed their day together in what was a partnership to really knock the stuffing out of a Somerset side who are in need of a win to take away the big threat of relegation this summer. Their head of cricket, Dave Nosworthy, had said in an interview at the end of the first day that he expected this used pitch to deteriorate as this match went on, but there were no signs of that as this pair of batsmen began to ease into their game through the afternoon with some splendid cricket shots. Somerset too were missing Jamie Overton, who is with the England Lions, while their new signing, Payesh Chawla, didn't have the day he would have been hoping for with the ball. Javid reached his 51st, getting there off 111 balls, an innings including 6 fours. He's not often as high up the batting order as this, but the decision to put him in at 4 was one that was working extremely well for his team. This was only the third time he'd posted a half-century in 16 first-class matches. Evans has played only a handful more than that, but he's really beginning to make a name for himself in this Warwickshire lineup. He too went to a 50, his coming from 127 deliveries with 7 fours included. He was starting to make Somerset's 340 look a little under par. Evans looks a different player since he scored his big 100 in the win against Notts last month, an innings in which he also shared in a substantial partnership with Javid, that time for the 7th wicket. The 25-year-old former Surrey man has clearly grown in confidence since then, and he continued his recent run of form by especially enjoying himself against the spinners of Dockrell and Chawla. There were 1 or 2 moments of fortune, but Evans deserved his luck. Javid had never scored a first-class ton before, and although he matched Evans all the way into the 80s, the 21-year-old naturally began to slow up as he neared 3 figures for the first time. It was another mightily impressive innings from the youngster, a man who shows that the future of the county is in safe hands. Not even the second new ball aided Somerset, and with less than an hour of the day to go, Evans guided a ball from Alfonso Thomas to third man for his 17th boundary, which took him to his terrific ton of 191 balls in 10 minutes under 4 hours. On this form, you have to wonder where Evans has been until this profitable season. His side have still not given up hope of retaining the title they won last year, and as Evans continued to flourish and this partnership continued to grow into a very large one, they would have fancied getting a large first innings lead to put more pressure on the First Division strugglers Somerset. Indeed, it turned out to be just about a perfect day for Warwickshire, especially as Javid pulled Thomas to the boundary before the close to get to his maiden first-class 100. The joy was unconfined from Evans, so you can only imagine what was going through Javid's mind. He reached his mark of 235 deliveries, that being his 12th boundary. The day was ended moments later with both men still there, having spent 72.5 overs together in the middle for their sensational stand of 245. That has carried their team to 283 for 3 to leave them only 57 runs behind. And with Evans set to go again on 130 and Javid on 103, the home side will be confident of building a meaningful advantage on day 3.